Hey guys, good afternoon and welcome to Your Stocks. I'm Prabhudas Parekh. With me is Ekta Batra. And for the markets, we have seen a bit of a recovery for sure play out. So we're just around 60 points in the red right now. There is another attempt at a move a little bit higher right now. You have the mid caps, small caps, which are pretty much completely in line right now. But the banks seem to have slipped a little bit, so around 90 points gone on the Nifty bank. But Ekta, considering what we have in terms of the global setup and the cues that we got, perhaps not too bad. Of course, it's been a bad week, but today seems to at least be trying to inch higher.
Hi, Pavitra. Yes, absolutely. Range-bound trade, and it's a lot about the stocks. Look at the way Concord has moved. Look at the way Yatharth has moved, and, you know, a couple of these Adani stocks as well. So it's probably a lot about stock-specific action in today's trading session as well. Well, we do have a lot of queries lined up in the next 30-odd minutes. Astha Jain Shah from Hem Securities joins in on the fundamentals. Vaishali Parekh from Prabhudas Lilladher is here to answer all of your technical calls. Well, it's an all-women's team today. Astha as well as Vaishali, welcome to the show. Astha, you know, before we get to the queries, I just wanted your thoughts on the Jio Financial Services listing, which is now on the 21st of August, which is this coming Monday. There's a lot which is, there are a lot of expectations from this particular financial arm of Reliance Industries. What is your expectation from the listing?
Good afternoon, Ekta. Good afternoon, Pavitra. Talking about Jio Financial listing, definitely it is a, much awaited listing, and we are expecting this arm of the Reliance Industries to list at a strong premium. Because why we are saying that? Because what we are seeing since last few listings, if we talk about Concord or we talk about SBFC Finance, they have listed at a very strong premium. So demand is really very strong for the financial services sector as of now, and what we are seeing that this demand will going to be continuing the stock specific movement, which we can see also in the NBFC sector. So all in all, looking after the sectoral performance, I think we are expecting a strong listing for this arm of the Reliance Industries as well.
Okay, and the Reliance stock is also shot up. It is at the high point of the day right now. But let's get down to our queries. We have Javed Ahmed, who writes to us from Mumbai. He holds 50 shares of Sula Vineyards for 480 rupees for the long term. So he is making a profit here. The stock is currently at 498. He says he's a long-term investor and he wants to know what he should do with his investments. Ekta, what a good day for us to be discussing Sula, right? We got the 3-day sales figures from them, which look extremely solid as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Astha, do you want to take a dig at this one?
Yeah, sure. So if we talk about Sula Vineyards, first of all, when the IPO came, we were positive on this company and we have given the subscribe rating too also. So I maintain my stance right now also. We are giving a whole recommendation for this with a price target of somewhere around 530 to 550. So talking about this particular counter, I think Sula Vineyard is well placed among all the listed peers which we have right now and the kind of demand they're seeing. And this brand is really working well for the company. So Sula brand is really working well for the company, and even if we take the, look at the ground check also, so definitely this is some of the thing which we think, everyone prefers it. So all in all, I think this is a company which is having a strong demand for its products, and definitely a hold from our side with a price target of 530 to 550.
Okay, 530 to 550 on Sula. Vaishali, what do you think of this one? How is it looking on the charts? It's done quite well ever since its listing as well. But what is the kind of target that you would have on this?
Very good afternoon to all of you. Yes, Sula has been one of the favorite picks since quite some time. So we have also recommended our clients right from 380 levels, and we continue to stay bullish. And my targets do match with Astha's. It is 550 for now. And I won't be surprised, longer term horizon, it could go to 580, 600 levels also.
Okay, so that is on Sula Vineyards. Well, we do have another query now. We have Jasmeet Singh, who writes to us from New Delhi. He holds 30 shares of State Bank of India, which he's bought at around 250 odd rupees. So he's sitting on a profit there. He wants to know what to do, whether he should book his profits or, stay invested at these current levels. Vaishali, what would you recommend on the technicals of SBI?
Well, SBI, seeing the chart, and of course, well, we may see some profit booking if the market were to correct right now. But I would say accumulate at every decline, because longer term horizon, since his view is to hold for a longer period, we are looking at a target of 650 to 700. So it would be a buy at every decline.
Okay, and Astha, coming to you on this one, what would you suggest on SBI?
So SBI is a hold from our side, and the price target is somewhere around 625 to 630 at the initial level. So the kind of results the bank has posted, they have posted 14% growth, especially credit growth if I'm talking about. And in fact, what we have seen is that their corporate loan book is really working well, whether it is well-rated NBFCs which is supporting their corporate loan book, or the infra segment. So that is also working good. Right now, what we have seen across the board in the banking results, that their cost of deposits are really not working in the favor of the banks, and that's why we have seen the NIM contraction, which will not be the case going ahead. So in fact, we are expecting the NIM to expand in the coming quarters, and this is the story of only this quarter, the quarter gone by, Q1 FY24. So I think looking after all these parameters, SBI is looking strong to us, recommending hold on this with a price target of 625 to 630.
Okay. Hold on SBI. And the next one comes in from Mukul Roy, who writes in from Faridabad. He holds 100 shares of Exide Industries, which he bought at 176. The stock is, significantly higher. Now it's almost at 270. He also has 100 shares of Federal Bank, which he bought at 126 rupees. So he's asking whether he should hold on to the profits that he's seeing in both of these, or, should he exit at these current levels? Astha, your call on this. How would you look at, Federal Bank? Do you think if you're playing the smaller banks, do you think this is a good one to play through, and also on Exide?
So if I talk about the smaller banks, right now we are very much positive on public sector banks, and we have given a call on Bank of India, Canara Bank. So I think we are preferring those over Federal Bank as of now. So there is one reason behind it, because the results were okay. The credit growth was good. Again, it is posting very strong credit growth of around 21%. And I think that is, like the credit growth, which is, higher than the industry. But what is problematic for this bank right now is their NIM contraction, which happened in SBI also, because of the high price of the deposits, or the cost of deposits are really high right now, and that's why we are seeing the NIM contraction. But what I can take out from the management transcript is that now they are very much expecting Q2 FY24 is to be good from the perspective of their NIM expansion. So we really need to look after that, and that's why I'm giving call of just holding the stock, not buying at present moment of a time. Let's see how the management turn out and their Q2 FY24 results, and then we can have a buy call. But right now it's a hold. Price target is somewhere at around 142. Now talking about Exide Industries also, Exide Industries is looking good to us. See, it is working in the geopolitical organized batteries market. So again, because the market is very much limited, there are high entry barriers, and now it is a strong play on the EV also. They have set up certain EV assembly functions, etc. So I think all these things will yield these strong results to this company in coming future. So Exide is looking good to us. A hold is recommended from our side with a price target of 280 to 90 at the initial levels.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to another question now. We have Jyoti Kumar, who writes to us from Pune. She holds 500 shares of Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizers, which is bought at around 88 odd rupees, and 20 shares of Nucleus Software, which is bought at around 1092. She is a medium-term investor and wants to know the future prospects of her investments. Well, Vaishali, I'm going to come to you on both of these. Mangalore Chemicals and Fertilizer, the buy price is 88, and Nucleus Software, where the buy price is 1092. What would you recommend? She's a medium-term investor.
Right. So for Mangalore Chemicals, actually, she's already in gain. And I would say that continue holding as long as 95 levels are kept in mind as a prominent support. Because once the stock moves past, because right now I'm seeing the daily as well as the weekly chart, it is continuously in an uptrend, but just a small consolidation. So if we see the stock moving above 115, I think this is ready for a target of 130. So for this, 95 should be the stop loss. I would say she should hold to this stock.
Okay, got that. Astha, yeah, go ahead, Vaishali. On Nucleus as well.
Yes, Nucleus also, the trend is very much intact. I think she should hold on, because we would be looking at a target of 1200 to 1300.
Okay, Astha, coming to you on this, my team tells me you're not covering Mangalore, but coming on Nucleus Software, how do you look at this one? And also within the fertilizer space, is there anything you would look at, because it has been quite a rough patch for a lot of these companies?
Right, and that's why right now we are not very much positive on any fertilizer company, particularly because right now what we are seeing that other sectors are really, getting edge over these fertilizer stocks. So right now our stance is just stay away from the fertilizer stock as of now. But those who have these stocks in the holdings, they can continue their holding, and maybe after looking after the Q2 of FY24 quarterly results, they can take a review on their position. But right now we are just recommending hold on the fertilizer stock.
Okay, all right. Well, Astha as well as Vaishali, just hold that thought. We need to take a break with the news that there's been a significant amount of recovery which has taken place in the markets. So the Nifty is down around 20 odd points as we speak. We have the mid caps which have done better as well. The Bank Nifty holding with a loss of around 40 odd points. We'll take a quick break, but more queries on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, you're still tuned into Your Stocks on CNBC-TV18. We have Astha Jain, Shah and Vaishali Parekh here to answer all of your queries this afternoon. Well, let's get to another question now. We have K. Premlata, who writes to us from Tricky, Tamil Nadu. She holds 200 shares of Cosmo First, which she's bought at 653 rupees, sitting on a loss there. And 75 shares of Affle India, which is bought at 1129 since the past 2 years. She's a long-term investor and wants to know what to do. What are the future prospects of both these investments? What would you recommend, Astha, to her on both of these?
Talking about FL India, first of all, I would like to give my price target. It is somewhere at around 1165 to 80 at the initial level. So we are positive on the stock, although the stock prices has not shown any sort of resilience because we are seeing continuously downside in the prices. But what is making us positive about this company is their device additions is strong now, and the additions of the converted users is also strong. In fact, some of their markets are gaining momentum, especially the international markets are gaining momentum, and in fact in this quarter only, that is Q2 in which we are running, we are expecting this momentum to increase further. So this will help the company showing strong financial performance going ahead. So on the basis of that belief, we are presently giving hold on the stock, although the stock prices have fallen a lot, but still we are recommending to hold with a price target of 1165 to 1180.
Okay, got that. On Affle, Vaishali, your thoughts on Affle and also Cosmo First, because both of these stocks have seen quite a decline, right? Do you think it makes sense to keep on holding these?
So agreed. Actually, Cosmo First, coming to this stock has fallen right from 1400 and now consolidating at 600 levels. So I think it is on a road to recovery. We are seeing the indicators also showing signs of bounce back. So let's hold this stock, and once this stock moves above 650 levels, it brings in further confirmation for this stock to move higher. So since this person is just holding this stock since a long time, continue holding. In fact, one can add more above 650 level, so you can lower down your cost price also and probably gain higher profits from here. And talking about the other one you said is Affle. So Affle also, I mean, it is already in a trend. We are seeing a good consolidation, and 1020 is a good support level. So once we see a bounce coming from these support levels, I'm looking at a target of 1200, which is quite in sync with Astha as well.
Okay, all right, 1200 on that one in terms of a target coming in. But let's get in another query. We have Padma, who writes to us from Kerala. She has 1,000 shares of Kaplan Point, which she's bought at 1,000. She's a medium-term investor, wants to know what to do with this particular holding. And what would you recommend, Astha, on this one? Because, you know, the fundamentals of the company look good. It's cash making. It's really foraying into the US. It has a good lineup when it comes to the US markets as well. What would you recommend on this one?
Yes, Ekta, you are right, because on the basis of these points, because Latin American market is their legacy market, since it is into pharmaceutical business. So, I mean, that is also yielding well, and even US market is also yielding well to the company. And in fact, they have certain capex plan in the US markets also. So I think all these things, if we take together, is signaling a positive momentum towards the stock, and that's why we recommend hold on the stock.
Okay, hold on this one. Vaishali, come in on Kaplan as well. The stock has done very well. If you look at, if you look at it this month as well, it's up over 20%. Do you think this is one to hold?
So if the view is for medium term, I would say the stock is definitely run up a lot, and it is in the overbought zone. So 1040 should be the trailing stop loss that should be kept, because the positive point is that on the weekly chart also we are seeing a breakout. So in all likelihood, this can progress more towards 1100, 1150, but for which 1040 is essential as a stop loss.
Okay, got that on Kaplan Point. By the way, check out the move on Reliance Industries, 1.4% higher there. It has taken the Nifty into the green as well. So, I mean, in fact, even the banking names have moved, all of them quite a bit higher. And we do have the Nifty in the green, the mid-cap and bank Nifty completely at the flat line. But we've seen a solid recovery play out ever since news came out that Jio Financial will list on 21st, that is on Monday. But let's move on and try to get another query in as well. We have Padma, who writes in from Kerala. She holds 1,000 shares of, okay, I think we've taken this one, so we'll try to get you one more. This is on KSB Pumps, where we have Thomas, who says he has 210 shares of KSB Pumps. This is for an average price of 1,980. So he is making a profit over here. Says he's a medium-term investor and wants to know whether he should book profits here or stay invested and hope to see higher gains. Astha, coming to you on KSB, do you think that there is scope for more upside from a medium-term kind of perspective?
Yes, I do see, and that's why we are recommending hold. Price target can be set at around 2,800 to 2,900 levels. So KSB Pump is basically the international manufacturer of pumps and valves. And what can be the future growth drivers for this company is, first of all, the way the industrial capex is standing right now. So it will really increase the demand for the company's product. And in fact, company is also looking after their product expansion also, and the aftermarket services also. So all these things will lead to a strong financial performance going ahead, and that's why we are recommending hold on the stock. In fact, buying on dips can also be recommended for this, and the price target can be set at around 2,800 to 2,900.
Okay. All right, let's get in another question quick now. We have Anuj Desai, who writes to us from Gurgaon. He holds 150 shares of BHEL, which he's bought at around 65. So he's sitting on a profit on that one. And we have 100 shares of Chambal Fertilizers, which is bought at 370 rupees. He wants to know what to do. He's a long-term holder of both of these counters, Chambal Fertilizer, where he's sitting on a loss there. So BHEL as well as Chambal, both of these companies, Vaishali, would you have a technical call on them?
Definitely. So BHEL, I would say continue holding, because long-term picture looks still very, very positive. We can aim for a target of 115 from here on. As far as Chambal is concerned, I think the trend is pretty weak. He can shift to other stock. Chambal would not be my recommendation.
Okay, is there something else that you would recommend here from this space?
So I would definitely still say that go into banking counter or go into Tata Chemical would be a better pick from here on.
Okay, got that. Astha, coming to you on these, how do you look at both of these stocks?
So talking about Chambal Fertilizer, in fact, the results were okay. but still the stock is not able to show any sort of respite. I think one can exit from the stock at the present moment of a time. But talking about BHEL is looking strong to me. In fact, what Vaishali was saying, that it is a strong prospect for the long term. So even fundamentally also, because the kind of order book this company is having in the order book is key for this company, and if they have strong order inflow in the quarter gone by of around 145 billion, and in the coming quarters also we are expecting strong order inflow to continue, because more emphasis of the government on the thermal power, so that will be making the BHEL a key beneficiary to that. So I think it is a strong candidate for the long-term story, and that's why we are recommending hold. Price target can be somewhere at around 108 to 116. These are the initial levels at which one can set the price target.
Okay, all right, that's on BHEL and Chambal. Just want to point out that there's been a good recovery which has taken place in the markets, and courtesy, we are seeing some amount of heavyweights pick up pace. So Reliance Industries, for one, would be a case in point. That stock is at the high point of the day, up around 1.3% currently for Reliance Industries. So there's definitely been buying which has taken place at lower levels for that particular counter. Remember, Geo Financial Services is going to be listing on Monday, so that's probably really enthused the stock at this point in time. But that's all the time that we do have on the show. Do remember to email us all of your questions and we will be addressing them with our experts. Stay tuned. Closing bell will take you through what seems to be quite an interesting last hour of trade.